Hi, welcome to the second lecture for this week. My name is Dr. Lateef Adelapo. In the last lecture, you were introduced to the use and misuse of digital media. This lecture is titled Learning Environment and Information Literacy. You will be introduced to how you relate with various learning environments to improve your information literacy rate and learning experiences. At the end of this lecture, you should be able to 1. Differentiate between formal and informal learning environments. 2. Discuss virtual as against actual learning environments. 3. Explain Global Village as a metaphor of information literacy. And 4. Ascribe the prefix E to learning environment as a catalyst of information literacy, such as e-classroom, e-library, e-learning, e-workshop, e-conferences, and many other E's. Now, let us go through the concept of learning environment. Learning takes place everywhere, as you know. Learning environment refers to a setting or an avenue through which knowledge and information are acquired and shared to satisfy the objective for seeking or distributing such information or knowledge. It is not necessary that you make yourself available at a particular venue before you can access information. It can be intentional or accidental. Whether physical or virtual, learning environment can be formal or informal, and the information you seek or offer be purposeful, impromptu, or irrelevant at the moment, but it can be stored for future use. You might be unconscious of some information received at a particular time or place due to the irrelevance of the gathering to your immediate needs. There is no way you can exclude information environment from your learning processes and experiences. Now, what are the types of learning environments? There are two major types. The first one is formal learning environments. These are settings that are structured for learning purposes. This form of learning environment is organized with defined guidelines and objectives. Learners go to these kinds of environment with intention to acquire knowledge. The relationships between the teachers and the tutored, the trainers and the trainees, or among the learners or the attendees translate to knowledge. Examples of formal learning environment are physical school class, online class, library, conferences, workshops, lectures, and seminars. The second form of learning environment is informal. It is informal because it is not planned for. It occurs everywhere. It occurs anytime and most often impromptu. The setting is not binding by specific guidelines. The primary purpose is most often not for learning, but learning occurs as a byproduct of some useful information after it is being analyzed, sieved, and prioritized. Examples of informal learning environment are family and associates, cinema house, playing ground, online game, ceremonial functions, scenes of event, religious or social gathering, social media or online media, traditional media, confinement homes, as well as public places. Another area of our focus is virtual as against actual learning environment. What does this mean? As the development in information and communication technology is advancing, learning is taking a digital form, and the learners are becoming digital compliant. I can recall my experience in primary school around the late 80s in Nigeria. Seeds of African cherry, known as agbaluma, were used as counter in mathematics class, and the entire learning environment was bereft of learning aid tools. The mode of impacting knowledge was rigid, as there was inadequate or no learning materials to aid flexible delivery method. Interactions between the teachers and the learners and among learners were limited to only during school hours. The actual learning environment is ordinary, not information infested. It is a learning environment where learners only listen to the teachers, and their knowledge is equivalent or less than what the teacher teaches. This system is still characterized school system from preparatory school to tertiary institution in most of the rural and semi-urban areas of the developing countries like Nigeria. This keeps away many from the cycle of information literacy, as their pre-knowledge of trending global issues is shallow, and their ability to analyze, interpret, and make productive use of information is unsatisfactory. At what level of your school age were you exposed to visual learning aids? Visual learning aids can have a huge impact on how students retain information. Texts are abstract and hard to retain, but visuals tend to be more concrete and easier to recall. You can easily recollect what you have seen, the tools you have used or played with, and learning materials that have been demonstrated to you. When you play with desk globe oven, you are likely to have more information on many of the countries of the world. Such is metaphorical of how learning aids tools widen your horizon concerning global information system. The consistent growth in computer technology and internet connectivity has enriched learning processes with innovative, technologically advanced environment. Visual learning environment is an integrated distance learning platform where information, tools, and material content that are essential for learning experience are shared, discussed, and used to satisfy information and learning motives among participants who might be continental apart. Visual learning environment also creates links for further resources using social media platforms to enhance the information needs and saturation. Visual learning environment can be a place or even a space. Now, let us look at global village as a metaphor of information literacy. The concept of global village emphasizes to what extent information and communication technologies have removed the distance between the West, the East, the North, and the South of the globe. Its similitude is like a typical small village where everyone knows, interacts, and shares information with other members of the village without difficulties. The concept of global village assumes that everyone is equipped with modern technology that provides the opportunity to relate with others regardless of the distance that sets them apart. This opportunity to see, meet, interact, and discuss with others anytime and anywhere support instantaneous access and sharing of information. Does this put you on the same information page with others across the globe? If I may answer the question, no. Why? Because the access each has to information and communication technological tools varies, and the information needs of individuals are sometimes not alike. What then is the relationship between global village concept and information literacy? Now, you can be part of global village network and you are not information literate. Information literacy is not limited to unhindered access to information or information technological appliances. It is mostly defined by the ability to produce or access comprehensive information, understand the relevance of the information to societal needs, analyze the information to see the dregs, manipulate and apply the information to suit the current needs, share the information on the channels that minimize waste exposure, and evaluate the effect of the information on the participant or users. The interaction-based or interconnectivity depicted by the global village concept enhances the skill towards information literacy. Let us also discuss many E that are added to learning environment as a catalyst of information literacy, such as e-library, e-classroom, e-learning, e-workshop, e-conferences, and many more E. Learning environment has been drastically influenced by the era of digital integration into information society. Students are no more waiting for the teachers to impart knowledge in them. They are always almost ahead of the information. The era of teachers' domination in the classroom is fading away, and the system collaborative learning is now the alternative paradigm. Online information and learning content has given everyone liberty to study at his or her own pace, or in a group interactive system. The yearning for continuous and lifelong learning by the out-of-school categories has also made self-study or group study platforms a much welcome development. Internet has bred various e-platforms for learning purposes. For example, e-library. The same way online and social media trade the market share of the traditional conventional media, so also e-library is either substituting or complementing bookshelves in the physical library system. E-library simply refers to online access to information and electronic versions of learning content. It is also regarded as digital library, virtual library, online library, universal library, and feature library. E-library has been instrumental to information literacy and vice versa. You must be information literate to be able to use e-library effectively. You must be informed through which website or link you can get what, when, and how. In Nigeria, the move towards e-library is still at a snail pace, as internet connectivity is yet to be saturated and the level of information literacy is still low. Now, e-classroom. Interest in multimedia element of learning via internet makes online classes such as learning group, chat group, virtual group, and digital learning group common learning setting where teachers and students interact. E-classroom is learner-centered rather than teacher-centered of the traditional class setting. Online class extends the boundary of learning beyond the four walls of the traditional classroom. Internet connectivity is the basic requirement for effective participation and actualization of learning objectives. Let us also look at e-learning. E-learning is synonymous with e-class or online class. It is an online forum where learners and teachers meet to share knowledge. What about e-workshop and e-conference? Academic and research gatherings no longer require physical presence of the participants. Active participation in academic or research exercise can be carried out within the four walls of your room, courtesy of internet presence. Research papers, speeches, addresses can be presented before actual or virtual participants. In conclusion, in this lecture, it has been inferred that learning environment has great impact in information literacy rates. The growth in ICT is changing the structure of learning environment to ease learning modes and methods. While trying to adapt to digital learning environment, participant information literacy improves as every participant in the virtual class becomes active and contributes meaningfully to the information needs of the group of learners. In the third lecture for this week, we shall be considering uses and abuses of digital media content. See you soon.